And so we are in the active tracking mode. The drone is locked on to me. And let me just jog slightly here to see if the drone would keep up with me. And I'm just so already out of breath. I really need this exercise. I'm so out of shape and unfit here. And it seems that it is a question of if I could keep up with the drone instead of the drone keeping up with me, because it has me totally locked in, and it appears that I wouldn't be able to shake it, at least not in the open. And I'm jogging again, but I'm out of breath, so I'll soon slow down or stop. I don't want to faint or be the victim of some heart attack here by increasing my heart rate unexpectedly. Haven't jogged for quite a long time. So I am strolling in the open here, breathlessly, I must say. And the drone has followed me. And the first test of the obstacle avoidance would be to see if it avoid this tree with all its hanging branches. You could see I'm walking purposely towards the tree, and in the car there is my nephew. I think that he's flying probably his Air 3 or his DJI Mini 2. You could see the obstacle avoidance. I already picked up the tree, and it actually moved around the hanging branches, and yes, it is following me. So it has passed the first obstacle avoidance test, and this is the second one, closer. I'm actually trying to hide behind the tree, and again the drone moved around very adeptly. And then now I am in wide open space here, and I, for the life of me, don't know, I can't recall the reason why I haven't done a active tracking with this drone. I have had it for about 8 months, tried out most of the features. They work to my satisfaction, and I think they did what they were advertised to do. But I just never get around to do the active tracking. So now I'm going to walk all the way out between these abandoned buildings here, and I'm going to see how the drone actually performs. And at the same time, I'm getting some much needed exercise. So I could say I have 71% on the battery, and the drone is only about between 11 and 12 feet high, so it's not very high. And maybe I touched something on the screen. I saw the option came up to return to home, but I don't want to. I want to continue this active tracking, and the drone has me absolutely locked in here. Granted that I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm not actually hiding behind trees and buildings and so on, and actually forcing the drone to find me. It's just a normal tracking. And it's a lot of fun. And it's a very cheap and easy way for me to get in some much overdue exercise. So I'm going to go between this narrow space here, this abandoned building, and these other contraption in this side here, this shed, and let's see if the drone will find its way. And you could see the obstacle avoidance, the sensor is actually beeping, it's going crazy. But the drone is still falling as I climb up this slight embankment, and I'm now on the platform. And this area here is a really good area for testing out drones and RC cars and helicopters, etc. The only issue is that there's always high wind in this area, but it's a good area here. A little bit abandoned and isolated, and you could actually enjoy whether it's flying a drone or a helicopter or actually enjoying the RC hobby. Probably is a good area to try some FPV flying. So it's an area that I will earmark for future adventures, maybe in the FPV hobby area, or to try out some RC cars and shop. I have about 3 or 4 RC cars that I have not yet tested out. Plus I have an helicopter that I have not yet tested. And so I am heading back to where I actually started the tracking, and I'm weaving my way through these buildings here, and the drone is locked on. I was tempted to actually go to the open there for one moment, but I changed my mind. But the drone actually picked up the obstacle anyway, and you could see the sensor is all lit up here. So it is doing what it should do. No issues at all. Have not lost me, but I don't expect it to, because this followed me in the open. And I don't believe that there is no chance of it actually losing me in such wide open spaces. So I am satisfied so far. I'm aware that this is no Skidio, which is reputed to be the king of tracking, but it's a very useful exercise, and it's not a gimmicky tracking like other low budget drones where it just follow the controller. You know, it's not a GPS follow, it's actually decent tracking where it could actually track person probably until the battery runs out. So I will see how good it is in actually tracking my car later on in this video. So I'm just hesitating here, just wondering where to go next. Let me just go down this slight embankment here, down the slope, and see how the drone maneuvers. Here would negotiate down this embankment. Following me, then I will just come around, come back up the slope, and I will call today for the person tracking, and then I'll move to another location and I will get into the tracking of the motor vehicle. So you see I'm going down the embankment here, and the drone is following me, maintaining its height at about 11-12 feet of the ground, and it's actually following me here just like a puppy would follow its master. No deviation at all. And so I'm now heading back up the slight slope here, and the drone has me absolutely locked on. I don't think that it is going to lose me at all. There's no chance of it losing me here as I'm heading up the slope. You could see the car in the distance there, and my nephew's still flying. I'm down to 52% on the battery. And I've been doing this tracking for some time now. I'm sure well over 10 minutes or so. And so I'm heading back to where it all started. And so for the tracking of a person, in my view, the drone has passed in flying colors, just the sensors going off there because I'm very close here to my nephew and the tree. And I believe that my nephew has his air tree here hovering very close by. Yes, that's his air tree. And I am just moving out a little bit. So if you like this tracking performance of the DJI Air 3 thus far, you could give the video a thumbs up right here. You could hit the like button right here. You could leave a comment right here, and stay tuned for the tracking of the motor vehicle coming up next. That's my nephew's pointing out something on his DJI Air 3. For this part of the active tracking, I'm in Breezy Bay here in Grand Turf, overlooking Gipsky, and I'm going to set the drone here, the DJI Air 3, to follow my car. First part of the tracking will be the drone will be tracking this car up a steep incline here, and you could see it's locked on and it's falling. But the issue that I have is that there are some low-hanging utility pole lines here, and I am very worried as to whether or not the drone is going to pick up these lines, and whether the obstacle avoidance is going to actually detect these lines and navigate them successfully. I could see that the sensors are already going off, so maybe there's nothing for me to worry about. But I'm going to drive a little bit slowly here, because I'm not going to be reckless. This is a very expensive drone for me, and I don't want it to come crashing down, and I have no DJI Air refresh or anything like that. So if it is damaged, then it will be my expense to get it fixed. But the drone is doing well so far. It's locked on and it's falling. And then here I am just looking to ensure if it's going to navigate those low-hanging utility pole lines successfully. You see it is up to about 25 feet. I'm very worried here, but let's push on. Let's see how the drone perform. You should put some confidence in the technology. Let's see if my confidence is misplaced. And as you can see, I have a fresh battery in. I was hovering about in some strong breeze there overlooking Cape Ski, and my battery is already down to 74%, but I'm pushing on, and it seems that the drone has successfully negotiated those low-hanging utility pole lines. It has the car inside totally locked on. I could see the obstacle avoidance sensors lit up briefly there, but it's doing fine. So I may be able now to actually pick up some speed as I and a more clear and level area of the road here, and it is giving me a warning that a manned aircraft is nearby, but I'm only 43 feet high, and if a plane is actually flying this low in this area, then it either that it is landing or it is crashing. So I don't think that I'm in any danger here for collision with a manned aircraft. I'm 43 feet. I could almost reach up and touch the drone. And I have a lovely stretch of road right ahead of me here. Not in the best of shape, but let me just push on. And the drone is actually following me here with no issues at all. So it is tracking me, and let us see what happens when I reach out to the end of the intersection, where I will have to turn left and go down the hill towards the dam side, because there are some very low hanging utility pole lines right at the intersection there, and I believe that I will have to come out and inspect to make sure that the drone is not going to crash into any, notwithstanding the obstacle avoidance. See, I'm just checking there again because there's some low hanging utility lines, but everything seems to be okay. Drone is falling. I'm driving a little bit faster, and there's a car coming in the opposite direction, but I'm like 48 feet up. Yes, danger. So far so good. Tracking has not disappointed me so far. The drone remains locked on and has followed without fail, has followed religiously, so to speak, so far, both with the tracking of me as a person and now the tracking of my motor vehicle. So I'm coming up, I believe, very shortly to the intersection where I'll have to turn left and go down the hill, and I'm very worried about the low hanging utility pole lines at this intersection. I believe they are the lowest so far that we'll have to encounter, and so I believe that I may just stop and give a quick check to see where the drone is in relation to those lines, and it seems that the drone is gaining height, like 53 feet up. I will still stop and make a check to see what's going on. So you could see me exit the vehicle, and I'm looking to see where the drone is. And it's like 49 feet, 50 feet up. I believe that it would negotiate those lines safely. At least I hope it does. So I'm going to turn left down the hill. Let's see what happens. And the drone is following. You could see how low the lines are. So I am actually, and it's moved to the left. So it's moved to the left of the vehicle. You could see the sensors are going off. The obstacle avoidance sensors are going off. It actually picks up the pole lines. It moves to the left of the vehicle. So it's actually tracking me now from the side. As I go down the hill, now it's tracking from behind. And now I'm actually driving a little faster. And the drone is actually following, no issues at all. So the drone has done exceptionally well, exceeded my expectations. Could not have asked for anything better. Don't have an explanation or a good one as to why I've never used this feature before, but it has tracked today flawlessly. Not that the tracking was anything challenging, but I hope when I try this a second time, I'll be more adventurous, because I would know now what to actually expect of this drone. So I think I am close, just passing the dump here, and I will pull off somewhere on the side here and take it out of active tracking. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share and comment. Give the video a thumbs up. The DJI Air 3 active tracking, it works. Not only that it works exceptionally well. It exceeded all my expectations. I say cheers, bye for now, and I will see you very shortly in another video. The DJI Air 3 active tracking at work. Thank you for watching. Most of all, I thank you for taking your time out from your busy schedule to look at this video. Cheers.